Hello, my name is Alexander Jimenez, and I chose to do my paper on the agenda setting theory. Well, just to start off, the agenda setting theory is pretty much what the public thinks is important, featured from, I guess, media outlets and important media topics. They target us to basically tell us what's going on in the world and what they feel is important. I basically did my paper about my experiences growing up in the 90s and how pretty much all the images that influenced me, I would say, was kind of negative, and it really did impact my life in the way I grew up. And I guess you could say it molded my character by all these issues that were going on in the 90s. A couple that I want to state was, just growing up, the music at the time, the clothing, uh, the topics, that we always saw on the news, from Bill Clinton to, just anything that was important at the time. I guess you could say I grew up listening to rap music. Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls had a very strong impact on me. I grew up in a part of Houston, it wasn't the best. It wasn't, I guess you could say, like the suburban area that I live in now, far from it. So basically, every time I would see Tupac on the news or see like Tupac, he's in some kind of trouble, I would see it in his music and I could see it translate onto the news. I figured that everything I was seeing was actual realness, actual events that were taking place. They're harassing him. So everything he's saying through his rhymes, it made me believe that, I'm in the same situation he's in. So, that impacted my life. All the negative things you see on TV, it really does have a strong impact. Um, what else could we talk about? The clothing. At the time in the 90s, clothing was more of being gangster, I guess you could say, or being a thug, but really I would say the clothing at the time represented who you were behind the clothing, meaning, the person, what they call swag today, it's being who you are. Today's society of kids growing up about being around the media such as internet, YouTube, Facebook and all that, it doesn't really give them an identity because they're trying to portray everything that they're seeing on the media now. That's the media outlets that they see are like Facebook. They could just say anything they want on there, and they're not being real to them. They could just be messing around and saying, "Oh, I'm doing this. I'm over here at Willowbrook Mall" or something like that, when really they're not. They're at home. Sunday night, not doing anything. Couple of things. James Maxwell, I believe, said that images being burned into our head. A couple of images that were burned into my head growing up through the agenda setting theory was, I guess, Tupac's death. That made a strong impact by the way the music industry is now, compared to today. That image of seeing him in the car right before he got shot and murdered really changed the way that my outlook on life. From that point on, I had to be my own person, but I still have the knowledge that I have from growing up in that time. In conclusion, I would just like to say that the media really plays a key role in everything we do. Whether it's advertising, just internet sites, even sporting events. It's all over. They tell us what to buy, what to do, and it really does impact our media in a strong, critical way. Thank you for the time, and thank you.